Hello, welcome to Chemistry for Non-Science Majors. This is the online course, and I want to emphasize this is for non-science majors, so if you're wanting to major in chemistry, this class isn't going to work, so we'll need to make sure we get you into General Chemistry 1 and 2. But if you are a liberal arts student and you just need a science to fulfill your requirements, then this is a good course for you to be in. I'm going to briefly kind of go through what you're expected to do. A lot of it I'm going to kind of go through pretty quickly because I think you can look through it yourself and spend some more time on it. The first thing that I want you to introduce you to is the course syllabus, and that is found when you log in. This is what you're looking at right now, or what you looked at to find this video. Okay, the syllabus, you can get to it by clicking this blue button. This is going to have all the information that you need to know. Make sure that you open it, that you read through it, that you understand it, and if at any time you have any questions, please let me know. My contact information is here. This is my office number. Feel free to call me at any time and leave a message. Also, another way to correspond with me is through the course email. Now, this email is only for this course. I would recommend that you guys use this if you need to contact me via email. You can always send stuff to my dina.morley WOSC email, but this doesn't get lost. It doesn't get turned into my spam or my junk folder. And so the emails that are sitting here, I can't even delete them. So it's a really good place to be sending that information. Okay, what you are going to do, which you probably have already started, is you're going to do the start here. You're watching the video, okay, then look through the syllabus. There is a start here book, and that is right here. I want you to go through that. That explains a little bit more in detail than what the syllabus has. It has some frequently asked questions. If at any point that you're reading through that, please don't hesitate to contact me. Some other resources that we have up here that I have posted for you guys is the learning outcomes. What are you going to learn in this class? Because don't we all want to know that before we get going into the course? Also, my office hours. If you have access to campus and you were going to come by and ask me a question, this would be a good thing to look at so that you don't have a wasted trip up here, and make sure that I'm in the office. And you can also email me and say, hey, I need to come by and see you, and that ensures that I'll be in the office at that time. Here's just another link. Same syllabus that the blue button takes you to. It's just this blue button's stands out a lot better. We also have the assignment schedule. Now, your assignment schedule is also found in the Start Here book, but I also put it on here. Make sure that you print that out. Look at when things are due. I'm a checklist kind of person, so you can go through and you can check it if you are as well. Any course announcements are going to be made through this forum right here. I do send out quite a bit reminding you of things that are going on. This is that course email, same thing, directly to, and it does go to my email, my school email, but it doesn't get lost in the shuffle of everything. If you have questions that you want to ask me, or you also want to ask the class, this is a good place to do that, and you guys can respond back and forth. Also, if you guys would like, if there's questions and we get a group of you guys together, we can do a live chat. And so those are the ways that we're going to be interacting with each other through this course. It's not just you and me, it's also going to be your classmates. Now, once you have gone through, you've read the Start Here book, you've looked through the syllabus, there are a couple assignments that you need to make sure that you do. The first one is introduce yourself. I want you to do this before January 19th. Just so we know who you are. We're all going to be going through this class together. And so you're not just a number, you're not just a picture, you are a person, and we want to know who that person actually is. Okay. Also, your exams, you will have 5 section exams and 1 final assessment. The 5 section exams have to be proctored. Okay, and you can use the testing center here at Western, and that is free to all students. If you're not in the nearby area, you can't, but you are in the state of Oklahoma, there are some Oklahoma State approved testing centers that you can use, and we can get that set up. And we also have what we call Proctor U, and Proctor U can be used anywhere. If you're taking this class out of state, so if you're outside of Oklahoma, you have to use Proctor U. And so the thing with Proctor U is you do have to pay. Some of the testing centers throughout Oklahoma, you do have to pay, but for the surrounding areas of Altus, If you use the testing center, it is free. This exam proctoring survey is just letting me know what are your plans on taking the exam. So look through that, answer that, and kind of give me an idea. That needs to be completed before January 19th as well. Also, once you've gone through everything, I do have a little quiz for you to make sure that you have gone through and you looked at it. And if you have any questions, please, please, please let me know. Okay, the next little section that we have are your lab assignments. Okay, and so this class, 25% of your grade is coming from your labs. Okay, and it looks like there's not a whole lot of assignments, but really there's more than what it may seem. Okay, you have 2 assignments, and these both count roughly 5% of your course total. The first one is the lab and safety techniques. The books are required for this course, and so we are using Chemistry in a Changing Time, the 14th edition. If you get hold of an older edition, that's fine. Just make sure it follows the flow of the course that we are using. And you also have a little lab manual, so yellow lab manual that we will also be using. And that's where this first assignment is coming from. This is looking at safety and techniques. How do you use the Bunsen burner? What is a Bunsen burner? Okay, and so I want you to answer those questions. Now, when you click on here, there's 2 different covers. There's a blue cover and a yellow cover. If you buy it from the bookstore, it's going to be this yellow cover right here. And these are the pages that I want you to submit. Now, this can be scanned and uploaded, or you can fax it to the school if you have access to a fax machine. Lastly, I'd rather you not, but if you needed to, you can mail those to me. And the mailing address is located in the syllabus. Just make sure that you put attention to me on that one, so that Mrs. Morley, so that I can make sure that I get that that assignment. If you're on campus, you can drop it by my office at any time. If I'm not in my office, I do have a basket on my door, and you can drop it off in the basket. I just have two requirements. One, don't slide it underneath the door. They tend to get lost. Also, I guess there's 3. Also, make sure that you put your name and PIN so somebody doesn't take and erase your name and turn it in for themselves. And lastly, make sure it's stapled together. Not the little folded over, but actually staple it together if you're going to leave it in my office. Now, if you don't have access to campus, you can scan it. I know there's apps that you can use on your phones that allow you to take pictures, and it'll form a PDF file that you can then turn and submit. Okay, and to submit, you just go to this add submission, and then you drop the file into there. Okay, and so that is your first assignment, and that is going to be due February 2nd. Most of your assignments are going to be due on Fridays. Okay, and so just kind of watch those dates and look at your assignment schedule. And this also has your test exam or your exam dates on there. Okay, the other one is the molecular shapes. This one, here's the question. I also put it into a Word document. That can also be scanned and uploaded, and this is going to be due on March 9th. Okay, and then for your lab grade, the other grade is a lab project. Kind of think of a science fair project on this one, okay? But it's going to be a college level science fair project. And you're going to come up with something that pertains to what we're covering in the class. Now, there's 2 things that you are going to turn in there. Here is a book that goes into more detail about what this project is, gives you examples of good projects and bad projects. Also websites and links to help you come up with an idea. Now, the first thing, this is going to be due the Friday before spring break, and it is a research plan. This is going to allow me to make sure that you are doing something that's college level and kind of give you feedback on anything that you may need. And this also starts the thinking process of it. Instead of waiting until the night before it's due and be like, oh, I got to do this. This helps you work through it. And then the last part of it is your term project. And this is going to be a PowerPoint that you're going to put together that's going to show the results. So you got to put a data table together. It's also going to show the procedure. Now, take pictures as you do this experiment and make sure that you're part of the pictures. There is part of the grade is based off of whether or not you're there. I need to verify that you just didn't print it off of Google and turn it in, that you're actually there. Now, I've had students that have videoed the experiment taking place, and that's really cool to turn back and to look at, so you're welcome to do that as well. But all of this is going to go together in a PowerPoint that you will submit for your term grade. This project is about 20% of your course grade. Okay, so it's a big deal, and I want you to be working on it throughout the semester. Okay, then after this are the 5 sections that we're going to be covering. The different chapters are in each of those sections. They're all set up the same. Okay, so we'll look at this first section. You're covering chapters 1 and chapter 2. The exam on this is going to close February 2nd. Now you can take it any time before then. Okay, but it closes on February 2nd, so make sure that you're working on them. You also, every section is going to have a discussion forum, and this is you're going to watch a video, read through whatever it tells you to read, and then you're going to make an initial post on it. And then you also need to reply to at least one of your classmates' posts. And this is due on January 26th. Now, I do recommend that you don't wait until January 26th to make your original post, because it's kind of hard for your classmates to post their thoughts if you're posting this at 11:55 p.m. So make sure that you post this and you look through it before the date that it's due. Okay. Also, you need to make sure you're reading the chapters, and with the chapters there are some PowerPoints. Look through the chapters, look through the PowerPoints as well. And here's the list of the objectives. What are we learning in this section? Okay, and then you have some resources right here. I highly recommend that you look through them. They're not required, but it is helpful. And they do have some tips. They have some practice problems that help you with what the chapters are covering. Also, in each section, there are some quizzes. Now, these are not required. These are for your benefit. They're practice problems. I think you have about 10 minutes for each quiz, but you can take each quiz over and over as many times as you want. This does not affect your grade, and I highly recommend that you work through those quizzes, because it does help you on the exam that you will be taking. And then the next section is your study guide and exam. So there is a study guide, and then you also have your exam. Now, once again, these exams have to be proctored, so make sure that you schedule ahead of time and plan ahead of time to take these exams. They are password protected, so you can click on it and it won't let you in unless you have the password. So this is basically how all of the sections are set up, and why don't you go ahead and look through those, read through the course syllabus, read through the Start Here book and the lab project book, and get your first 3 assignments completed. And I look forward to working with you for the rest of the semester.